Before we have our prayer, with a moment of silence for Representative Ike Skelton. As you well know, Mr. Skelton served our community and really most of Missouri for several years. His burial was today, and I think as a community we wish him and his family well. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you very much.
Heavenly Father, as we enter this season of Thanksgiving, we have so much to be thankful for. We thank you for our country and the freedoms we enjoy. We thank you for our city and all citizens who make this a great place to live. We thank you for our city staff and for the work that they do. We thank you for the men and women who protect us every day, and we pray for their protection. With all we have to be thankful for, many are still hurting, and we pray that each of their specific needs will be provided for. Father, we pray that we as a city will put our hope and our trust in you, that we will be found faithful. Father, thank you for the path you provided through your Son, Jesus Christ, for our salvation. May all that we do and say bring glory and honor to you. In his name we pray. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, again, welcome to City Hall. This is November the 4th, our first meeting of November, and we'll move down to minutes and reports filed here at City Hall. Housing Authority Board of Directors from September 24th. Animal Shelter Selection, monthly report of August, and also our Cultural Arts Commission of October 23rd. Roll call, please.
Branch.
Here.
Bray.
Here.
Carey.
Here.
Graham.
Here.
Henry.
Here.
Hussey.
Here.
Mahalovich.
Here.
Prather. Here. Schulte.
Here.
Scribner.
Here. Thank you. Now we'll move on to council committee reports. First is Carrie Carroll and the admin committee.
Thank you. The administration committee was scheduled to meet this Wednesday, and that meeting has been canceled due to lack of agenda items. Thank you.
Next we have finance, which is chaired by Sean Schulte.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next Finance Committee meeting will be Tuesday, November 26th, 7:30 a.m. across the hall. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next is public safety, chaired by Councilman Rick Prather.
Our last meeting was held across the hall at October 31st, and we discussed Jefferson City agreement to furnish joint communication service to Cole County Addendum, and we have not quite yet set the other meeting, trying to determine whether or not we're going to have a brown bagel or not. So if we do, it will be after that.
Oh, okay, on the November meeting?
Correct.
It would depend on the agenda, and we'll see kind of about a week out what that looks like. I won't see that till, about another week and a half. Okay, next we have Public Works and Planning, Bob Scribner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our last meeting was on Thursday, October the 24th. We discussed a revision to the forestry article in the city code, a change order with Bartlett and West for Basin 5 and 6 relief sewer. Talked about the need for a crosswalk on Dunklin Street, Elias Catholic High School signage request, approval of the CDBG consolidated plan submittal, which is on tonight's agenda, street lights at Heisinger Road, ongoing subdivision acceptance, and the 2014 miscellaneous stormwater projects. Our next meeting will be Thursday, November the 21st. Thank you, sir.
Okay, any liaison reports tonight? All right, seeing none, moving on. No appointments by the mayor, no presentations underneath number 8. Announcements by the mayor. We have interim fire chief, Mr. Jason Turner. Jason.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council, I wanted to take a minute to remind residents that starting November 15th through March 15th during the daylight hours, burning season will open. You're allowed to burn on your property, not in the street, sidewalks, or storm drains. Fires must be attended at all times, and fires must be extinguished before dark.
Any questions for Jason? And this goes until when, sir?
Burning season closes on March 15th, 2000.
If for some reason weather gets really bad or real windy, do you have the control to shut it down for a while or not?
Yes,
Then you would obviously let us know that.
yes, sir.
Okay, moving on to number 11. Is there a motion on the floor to accept our consent agenda as printed?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next, we'll move into bills introduced. We have first reading of Bill 2013-100.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri declaring certain property to be surplus and authorizing the disposal of said property.
Matt Morash.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This bill would surplus 3 buses, paratransit buses from our transit division. They'd be taken to an auto auction to be sold. The proceeds from them, we did get instructions from MoDOT that if we were to keep those and purchase another bus with them, we could keep those funds. So we'll evaluate that once the bus has been sold and see where our sales tax funds are and possibly propose another bus purchase with that.
Okay, any questions of staff on 100? Bob?
Made this comment in our pre-meeting, or not tonight, but at Brown Bagel. But just make sure that the public understands that we're not cutting back on service or anything. These buses are strictly surplus buses that have been taken out of service.
Right, they've been taken out of service.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Good point. Any other comments or questions of staff? Seeing none, we'll have first reading of 2013-101.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute a grant agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for public transit operating assistance and rescinding Ordinance 15155 pertaining to the same subject.
Matt?
Thank you. As the clerk indicated, this is an agreement with MoDOT for our transit division. It allows us to receive a state operating assistance grant. We had previously done something very similar earlier in the year, but there were some problems with that agreement once it got to MoDOT and papers got shuffled. But anyway, this is a new form of that agreement, and we actually are receiving a little bit more money than we had previously. I believe the last one was just under $5,000, and this grant will be just over $8,200.
Any questions of staff? Okay, seeing none, we'll have third reading of Bill 2013-94.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with J&S Property Managers, LLC for the purchase of real estate.
Drew?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. J&S Property Managers would like to donate to us a property on the corner of Park and Pine. It's right next to Park Place Park. It's a contract for $10 to make it effective.
Drew, one thing I noticed here, I know that we're on bills pending. We'll go ahead. Is there any questions on 2013-94 by council? Ralph?
Drew, I recall when Jeremy talked about it once before. This lot is too small for new construction, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Any other questions? Drew, I was thinking earlier we had talked at our pre-meeting about upcoming minutes, our upcoming meetings underneath number 8, and I missed that. I think you had an announcement to make.
Yeah, do you want to take the vote first on this, and then I'll do that, or?
We can do that. Any discussion on number 94?
I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
So what are we going to do with the property? What are the plans for it?
There's 2 potential uses. One is it is adjacent to the park, so Bill is asking his folks if they're interested in it, and if not, then it's either going to be one that we'll have to try to sell off to the adjacent property owners, or I answered Councilman Bray's question. I don't think for a new construction it'd be very feasible, but it might be a habitat property if Bill's guys don't want it. So I don't think I have any plans for it. They offered it, and we're kind of banking on Bill wanting it, but if he doesn't, then I guess we'll have to see what we want to do with it.
Any other questions on 94? Bob?
You may have said, Drew, and I may have not heard you, but isn't the purchase price $1 or something?
Yeah, there was actually no money exchanging hands. It's just in law stuff, you always recite a certain amount and say it's received to make it consideration.
All right, thanks.
Ralph?
Actually, it's $10.
$10, yeah.
$7,000 value.
$9 increase.
City is paying $10 for it.
All right. Any other questions on, or comments on 94? Roll call, please.
Branch,
Aye.
Bray,
Aye.
Carroll,
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Schulte.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Motion passes. Going back to number 8, Drew, if you could tell us about that upcoming meeting on Thursday, please.
Yeah, we've got a couple of conference center things that are happening. Thursday, best and final offers will be received. We do intend to schedule a meeting for Thursday at 5:30. The Farmer Brothers have accepted, or the Farmer LLC, whatever the company is, has accepted our invitation to appear in person and make a public presentation and explain their project, their final and best proposal to us and the public. The Earharts have not yet confirmed, but we are going to extend their invitation as well. Next week, of course, Monday is a holiday. Tuesday, the council does have a closed meeting, and we'll just tell you it's with our facilitator, who will give us his opinion, and there might be a portion of that we may end up making public as well, so that the public knows what Johnson's recommendation is. Also on that day, there's a public session so that everyone can give us their opinion, or give the council their opinion. On both Tuesday and Thursday, I believe, we have public hearings scheduled for both those meetings. And then with the intent being that the following Monday, which is our next council meeting, and I suspect we'll put that at the very top of the agenda, is to select one or neither developers for the project.
All right. Thank you, Drew. Ralph?
Drew, we get the offers on the 7th, and we're going to
Yes.
have public meetings on the following week, a few days later.
Correct.
How will the information from the proposals be disseminated so that the public will be informed when they...
When we get them, we will put them on our website, which will be our primary source to provide that to any individuals who are interested. I have no question at all the News Tribune will do their job and post them in their paper. And certainly we'd make hard copies available if anyone prefers that as well. So it is somewhat of a short time frame, but we're confident the word will be out in time for the public to be able to read those, and that should it'll give them all weekend, and I don't think there'll be shocking surprises in them, I wouldn't expect.
It sounds like it will. Thank
And
you.
hopefully that meeting Thursday night will give everyone a
Yeah,
taste, so to
I should
speak,
have started with that, as that's
of
one of the
what-
goals of the
of what
Thursday meeting.
both proposals are.
Yep, to really give a flavor to how the developers feel about it to the public.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for the council for allowing us to go back to break. Next, we'll have a third reading of 2013-95.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri establishing primary and general election dates in the City of Jefferson, Missouri for 2014.
Drew?
This ordinance sets the election dates for next year. The primary will be March 4th, 2014, and the general will be April 8th, 2014.
All right, any questions on that? Comments? Seeing no debate, roll call, please.
Bray,
Aye.
Carroll,
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey. Mahalovich. Prather.
Aye.
Schulte.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Branch.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have third reading of 2013-96, please.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with Alpla Incorporated.
Drew?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This agreement does two things. It resolves a dispute with Alpla about tax credits, and it also obtains the sewer easement and rail spur easements that we need for the Morris Processing factory. It's a total payment of $100,000. Essentially, half of it goes to pay for the easements, and half of it goes to resolve the litigation. Litigation was a risk of about $26,000 per year going forward, and then $26,000 for the previous 2 years. The rail spurs minimum value would be about $45,000, and maximum value would likely exceed the amount if we had to condemn. We talked about how that property will be paid, and I talked to Sheila about it, and we believe it's best to wait and do that until next year, because we just have to transfer the money, the account, so we'll bring that to you next week. And unless the council decides otherwise, the intent is to use $50,000 from the capital improvement sales tax economic incentives, which essentially pays for those rail spurs, and then half from the reserve fund or unless we have some leftover account, which I'm sure Sheila would tell me we don't. So we'll bring that to you next time.
Mr. Henry.
Drew, just for the public's sake, could you kind of explain what the issue was with the litigation?
Yeah, that's fine. There was a clause in the code which said that a manufacturing company that qualified and gave certain provisions had a cap on the amount of electricity tax they had to pay, and we call that the GRUT tax. They had a gentleman call around, and his job, and when I say they, I mean ALPLA has a guy in their employ who goes around calling municipalities and saying, looking for tax abatements and incentives and this and that he can find. He called and he talked to Steve Schluter, he talked to me, he talked to Nathan at different times, and he never quite asked, in my mind, the right question, or he never got where we were thinking anyway. He kept citing a St. Paul's ordinance that's not similar at all, but he thought it was in his mind. Eventually, they came across the ordinance they intended, and at that point, they started to make their application. At the same time, we brought to the council an ordinance to cut that off, and I hope we were very forthright that ALPLA was out there doing it. We didn't use their name, of course, in public, but there was somebody out there making that application. So the council did cut that off for future growth. Now, ALPLA has an argument to say that they're entitled to it regardless. They have an argument to be made that they should be entitled to it for the previous 2 years since the first time that guy called and said, hey, what you got? And it would save them about $26,000 a year. So if you go back 2 years, it's $52,000, and going forward, which is the bigger threat, was the $26,000 a year every year. Plus that would grow presumably. So in the course of that discussion, we were trying to settle that out, and then the Morris packaging came in, and it turned out we needed some easements as well. And I think ALPLA, had the litigation not occurred, ALPLA certainly would have been amenable to just giving that to us at a very good price. But they were wanted to resolve everything at once, and so this was an opportunity. They came forward and said, time value of money. If we can settle this thing, we'll go forward. Look very positively and favorably on it. They had some probably legitimate complaints throughout our process. So this resolved all of those things, wrapped it up, I think, in a bow that makes everybody walk away feeling like we're good partners with them and they're good partners with us. Now, obviously, it'd be better if we didn't have to pay anything, but they're entitled to something, and I think we've resolved it in a reasonable manner.
Any other comments or questions on 96? No debate? Roll call, please.
Carroll.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Schulte.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Branch.
Aye.
Bray.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have third reading of 2013-97, please.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with Ozark Harley-Davidson Incorporated for lease of Harley-Davidson Model FL HP police motorcycles.
Chief.
Thank you. The reference bill authorizes a contract between the city and Ozark Harley-Davidson for the lease of two 2014 Harley-Davidson police motorcycles. It's scheduled to extend the contract through October 31st, 2014 at a cost of $6,900, and this is the 9th year that we've had such a lease. Thank you.
Any questions of Chief of our motorcycle leases, or lease, I should say? Seeing none, debate. Roll call, please.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Schulte.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Branch.
Aye.
Bray.
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have third reading of 2013-98, please.
Ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with Harold G. Butzer Incorporated for heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration maintenance services.
Mr. Betts.
Yes, this is just a three-year agreement with Harold G. Butzer. We had two bids on this, one from Harold G. Butzer, one from Syntec. Harold G. Butzer was the low bid. We estimate the total cost of the contract to be $65,000. It is for heating and air conditioning service of all city facilities, so it's the maintenance. So we don't know the exact amount. It just depends on how much maintenance is needed. So,
Any questions Mr. Betts? Debate? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Schulte.
Aye.
Scribner.
Aye.
Branch.
Aye.
Bray.
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have third reading of 2013-99.
An ordinance amending the code of the city of Jefferson, Missouri pertaining to the fee for downtown parking zones.
Drew?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is what I believe to be a correction of the intent of all the parties. When the fees went up in June, we increased the downtown residential parking permits to $21. That was not intended to apply to the two we had just created, which was the downtown west and the downtown central. We still wanted to incentivize that to the amount that it was at $20 per month. In all likelihood, next year we'll even those out to all be the same.
Okay, any questions for Drew on 99? Seeing none, debate? Roll call, please.
Hussey.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Schulte.
Aye.
Scribner.
Aye.
Branch.
Aye.
Bray.
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll move into resolutions. Resolution 2013-33. If we could have a reading of that, please.
A resolution of the City of Jefferson, Missouri adopting the 5-year consolidated plan and Year 1 action plan for submission to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD.
And I'd like to introduce tonight Miss Jamie Abbott. Jamie, thank you for being here.
Good evening. Tonight I'm going to present the PowerPoint presentation that was presented at a public hearing on September 24th. The consolidated plan is a 5-year plan, acts as an application for the Community Development Block Grant funding. Just as a reminder, the goals of HUD is to assist 51% low to moderate income individuals, elimination of slum and blight, and urgent threat to health and safety. So with all the projects, the overarching goals would be providing decent housing, create suitable living environments, and expand on economic opportunities. As part of drafting the consolidated plan, there was several public hearings or several chances to provide comment. First public hearing was on June 10th, 2013. There was also a needs assessment that was made available through SurveyMonkey online. And then the second public hearing on September 24th, 2013. Of course, you can see there, tonight there is a presentation of the consolidated plan to you all, and the plan has to be submitted to HUD on or after November 15th, 2013. HUD has 45 days to review the plan and request any changes or reject the plan. Otherwise, it is considered approved. The consolidated plan covers lots of areas. As you all may have seen, the 100-plus page documentation the plan covers has a needs assessment, housing market analysis, a strategic plan, and then there's annual goals and objectives, which covers the 2014 of budgeting of how the funds will be expended. Within the consolidated plan, it includes statistical data from the American Community Survey, also comprehensive housing affordability strategy, and then also I included a lot of information from the 2011 state homelessness report in Missouri. That was the most recent report made available and published by the Balance of State Continuum of Care. Based off of the needs assessment survey, which was made public from the June 10th public hearing and was available was made available until July 31st, 2013. 78 residents did survey and respond. The high needs include housing rehab, sidewalk improvements, public services, transportation, and fair housing. I'm not going to read all of them to you, but just wanted to highlight what was the highest areas of need. Based off of the needs assessment and all the additional statistical information, the 2014 to 2018 consolidated plan, the priorities are going to be focusing on affordability of housing, public infrastructure, and facility improvements, supportive services for low income and special needs, and then the removal of slum and blight. Based off these priorities, the goals that we'll be able to reach is to provide safe, decent, affordable housing, preserve and improve area and neighborhoods, increase economic opportunities, and then promote self-sufficiency through service provisions. And this will serve all of city limits. So for 2014, it is proposed that to fund homeowner rehab and down payment assistance program, which will address the affordability housing goal and priority, public facility and infrastructure improvements, which will preserve and improve area neighborhoods and also provide economic opportunities. Public services category, demolition assistance, and then of course the administration and planning. And the $233,794 is based off of the 2013 allocation from HUD. So just real quickly, the homeowner rehab program we've had around for several years is this low to moderate income individuals with projects to assist with code deficiencies, energy efficiency upgrade. This year we're making sure that it's known that ADA accessibility improvements are included, and then also emergency repairs such as wastewater repairs. The assistance is up to $5,000, and after 5 years it is forgiven. And of course there's always a clause of the residential houses constructed prior to 1978 are subject to lead-based paint testing. Down payment assistance program will provide assistance for down payment or closing cost assistance, once again to low to moderate income households. Assistance is up to $5,000, and once again, if constructed prior to 1978, a visual inspection will be required for lead-based paint, and an additional $500 may be available to mitigate those hazards. And also, in addition, there is a requirement of completion of a first-time homebuyer's course. New this year, we're making a public services category available to local nonprofits. The public services category must be a new or quantifiable increase in the level of existing service over the last 12 months. CDBG funds can be used to pay for labor, supplies, or a portion of the facility where in which the public service is located. We haven't determined when the applications will be made available. HUD last year, or this past year, made funds available in August, so it just really depends on kind of the signals that HUD provides for this 2014 year. Public services category can range from different areas, from employment services to fair housing counseling, education programs, services for the homeless. And then public improvement and facility, public improvements for sidewalks, curb, gutter, sewer, water, bridges. I'm adding in there wayfinding signs in conjunction with the MoDOT US 50 Lafayette Interchange project, and also assistance with rehabilitation for ADA accessibility for public facilities. And then demolition category, it's for the removal of slum and blight. In the past, we've partnered with Habitat for Humanity for demolition and reconstruction of affordable housing. And this is just loans are provided at 0% interest. And if the property is not redeveloped within 3 years, unless located in the floodplain or floodway, the loan will be due upon title transfer. The plan is made available on Jeff City's website, and also copies of the plan are available at City Hall, the Missouri Regional Library, and in the Housing Authority. I'm open to any questions you all may have. I know I tried to go through this pretty quickly for you all. Yes, Councilman Scrivener.
Jamie, before we do that, I need a motion and a second, please.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Bob. Thank you.
I have a couple of questions. One, you mentioned assistance with sidewalks, and I realize it's in, disadvantaged, well, maybe not disadvantaged neighborhoods, but lower income neighborhoods. Is there any way to leverage that money by utilizing some of the money that the city has budgeted for sidewalks as well, or some of the programs that the city has, like neighborhood improvements? So if you had a lower income area where maybe they could use your funds to match the city's funds?
Yes, that is always a possibility. With HUD funding, there's always the environmental review aspect of every project, which may, depending on the timing issues and how fast the city wants to move forward, have to take into account the environmental, which can push a project back as much as 90 days, little or as more as 90 days. And then plus there's additional HUD provisions required within any contract. But yes, the overall answer is yes, sir.
Well, I guess I was thinking more in terms of like, we have a neighborhood petition, our neighborhood improvement program where people can come and that's not the exact right name, but where they can petition to have their sidewalks in front of their homes as long as they're willing to participate.
Yes.
I was wondering if some of this money could be used to help in really low-income areas where it could be used to help with their part of the participation.
Yes, yes, sir. A simple income survey would just need to be completed for each of those households.
Okay, and then the other question is, you said this is a 2014 plan. Is that a 2014 annual, or does it correspond with the city's fiscal year?
It is a calendar year. HUD's program runs from January to December.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Jamie? Rick?
How does this budget compare to last year's?
Well, this year we have the new category of the supportive services for the local nonprofits. So that was something new and different. By regulations, we had to set, we cannot expend more than 15% of the annual allocation for that service category. So outside of that new addition, it aligns with the previous years.
Any other questions on 2013-33 on the resolution on the table now? Any council debate on 2013-33? Roll call, please.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Schulte.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Branch.
Aye.
Bray.
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have reading, please, of 2013-34.
A resolution of the City of Jefferson, Missouri adopting policies and procedures for the Community Development Block Grant Program.
Jamie?
HUD requires a policy and procedures manual to be developed for the local program. This policy and procedures just essentially outlines all the federal regulations and includes additional procedures matters in terms of method of distribution, contracting, environmental review, and simple administration areas.
Any questions on 2013-34 by council members to staff? Any debate? Oh, I'm sorry, need a motion and a second.
Second.
Okay, I had Scrivener and Schulte set side by side. Any debate? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Prather.
Aye.
Schulte.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Branch.
Aye.
Bray.
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have presentations from the gallery on other topics. And tonight, we have Glenn Costalis. Glenn, welcome. For the record, please state your name and address. Welcome back to City Hall. Please limit your remarks.
Thank you.
3 minutes. Thanks.
Glenn Costalis, 1904 Veith. In early October, I met with Councilman Prather at his request to discuss my notes on the two conference center proposals and the Johnson study. During our conversation, he asked if I could provide him with a series of questions for Johnson Consulting that I mentioned I had. I provided him those questions and they were forwarded on to Mr. Johnson. And after about 3 weeks, I followed up through Councilman Prather as to the status of those questions, and he responded that he was getting a little frustrated at the situation, that Mr. Johnson hasn't decided if he, Mr. Johnson, was going to answer the questions. Mr. Prather has copies of those questions. I think Drew does also. To me, it would give pause on his entire study if he's not willing to answer some questions about some of the data that he used to that is in there, we're asking questions about where did it come from, the backup. So you guys may want to give pause to how much weight you give to his study on that. Second thing, Mr. Lockwood on the Rolling Hills Park, looks good. Can we get a bench in there for the parents that are sitting around watching kids play and a trash receptacle? Somebody's just tied a trash bag up on the playground equipment. Okay. Finally, you guys looking at finances a year ahead, maybe even 2 years down the road, you guys are looking at major deficits. Now may be the time in your meetings to look at putting on the ballot in front of for all the folks in the city to vote on the repeal of the dedicated sales tax for Parks and Rec, put it back in the general fund, put everybody together, because if you look at the 2010 citizen survey, people would rather have fire, police, and infrastructure over a lot of stuff, and if you're running short on money, you may want to start looking at, do we need to do that? Just food for thought. Because if you don't start ahead of time, I know it's a process it has to go through, and you can't wait till the last minute and then try to get it out there. That's all I have tonight.
Any questions for Glenn? Hey, Glenn, I want to thank you for being here. It takes it takes a lot to get up in a town and come to a meeting like this and let us know your opinions, and I greatly appreciate you being here. I think the whole council does.
Actually borrowed clothes because there was a rumor going around he didn't own any dress clothes.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, next Bob?
Without sounding gratuitous, I appreciate the brevity and the conciseness of your remarks. They, well done. Thank you.
I always try to do my research and come in and give you guys stuff.
Thanks, sir. Rick?
And I'll make sure those questions get to everybody on the council.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, next we have approval of closed session minutes from October 24th. Is there a motion to do so? Moved by Hussey, second by Scrivener. Debate? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Branch.
Aye.
Bray.
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Schulte.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
All right, next we have possible going into closed session. We'll entertain a motion under subsection 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri dealing with sealed bids, contracts, and related documents. It's been moved by Rick, seconded by Mr. Branch. This is subsection 12. Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Branch.
Aye.
Bray.
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey. Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Schulte.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
All right, thank you. We'll see you across the hall. Have a good night.